All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the final part of the show, we are going to now get into talking about the late slate of games in the NFL. So we will start off. I know we talked about the Chiefs and the Bills already, but we'll start off with this is actually an interesting game: Falcons and the Broncos. So the Broncos are 5-5, coming off of a loss against the Chiefs, and the Falcons are coming off of a loss against the Saints. They're 6-4, and I don't get the Falcons. I keep saying it. I just don't get them because you think they figured it out, and then they lay an egg, and that's what they did last week. I mean, Younghoe Koo was missing field goals. They struggled to get into the end zone. Kirk Cousins had another interception. I mean, if you take out the two games against the Buccaneers, I mean, Kirk Cousins really has not been great. He's been great against the Buccaneers, but against other teams, he's just, he still hasn't looked right. But you know what? Having said that, the Falcons, their running game has been good. They're in first place. So, what is there really to complain about? Well, no, there is stuff to complain about. But still, they're in first place. And the Broncos, they're in a playoff spot right now. Bo Nix has been playing better. They had an opportunity to win against the Chiefs, and unfortunately they lose in heartbreaking fashion. They lose on a blocked field goal, which, that would have been such a big win for them. But they end up losing. But they're still in first place. What am I saying? They're still in a playoff spot. And they're 5-5. They're 2-point favorites. I actually do like them to win this game because the Falcons, they're still not right. Kirk Cousins hopefully has a better game and maybe he shocks everybody, and I hope he does well because I have him in fantasy and I need him to do well. And he has been serviceable, and he has helped me win some matchups. Like that week against the Buccaneers when they won in overtime, that helped me win my matchup because he had 34 points in that game. And Tyler Algier. And I think the Falcons defense, although it's not, a top unit, but I think it could keep it close. I think this game's going to be close, but I like the Broncos to win with them being at home. So I'm going to take the Broncos to win and get to 6-5 on the season. So that's my thoughts on that game. Then we got a rematch from, which week was it? It was on that Thursday night. That was That was week 6? Wow. I feel like that was yesterday. Not really, but I feel like that was like more recent than that. But anyways, Seahawks are coming in at 4-5, taking on the 5-4 San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers got Christian McCaffrey back. Ricky Pearsall scored a touchdown. It was a dicey game though. The Niners could have lost that game. Jake Moody missing a bunch of field goals. But they ended up escaping with the win. They're 5-4. They're back over 500. And I do like them to win in this game. I really do believe that they are going to go on a run here. And I'm curious to see, after this game, they take on the Packers in Lambeau, and then they take on the Bills. And that's also a road game on Sunday Night Football. But I think they're up for the challenge. And then, of course, later in the year, they'll be taking on the Lions at home, and that's on a Monday night. So that's on New Year's Eve. So on December 30th. So I'm looking forward to that. But they got some tough games coming up in the schedule. And the Seahawks, look, they're a divisional opponent. So they're going to be a little bit of a thorn in the 49ers side in this game. But I think the 49ers, it's one of those games I think maybe it's close for a little bit and then the 49ers pull away. They're 6.5-point favorites, and I like them to win and cover. And they're getting healthy at the right time, like I said. And if you can get your guys back on defense, that would be huge as well. So I like the 49ers to win and cover. And then we got the Sunday night game between Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. This is going to be the second meeting between these two quarterbacks because the Chargers, Burrow played the Chargers in week 1, but Tyrod Taylor started that game. Then they played each other, I think it was 2022. They played against each other, and Justin Herbert won that game. So actually, let's see if I could pull up that matchup. I think it was 2022. Both quarterbacks, I think both quarterbacks played well. Yeah, the Chargers ended up winning 41-22. Yeah, this was actually 2021. My mistake. Both teams were 7-5 at that point. So Justin Herbert, he went 26-35 for 317 yards, 3 touchdowns and a pick, and Joe Burrow 24-40, 300 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. T. Higgins had a touchdown in that game. I think he has a chance to play this weekend. I don't know if he will. Also, actually, speaking of T. Higgins, so barring, a miracle, it seems like he is, which I think we all kind of figured, he's most likely out after this year with the Bengals, and he's going to be going elsewhere. And they're going to pay Jamar Chase, and I think we all expected that. So, yeah, that was there was some reports that came out with that, but I don't think that we kind of all knew that was happening. They're going to prioritize keeping Jamar Chase over T. Higgins. Also, actually, so looking at the injuries right now, so Trey Hendrickson didn't practice on Thursday. He's questionable against the Chargers, so that's something to keep an eye on. T. Higgins has been limited at practice, so getting him back would be huge. Bengals coming in at 4-6, Chargers at 6-3. I do like the Chargers in this game. I think there's going to be a lot of points being scored here. The Chargers have one of the best defenses in the NFL right now. Jim Harbaugh has done great at turning this team around. Justin Herbert has started to air it out a little bit more. They're running the football. They got Gus Edwards back now. So you have him and J.K. Dobbins running the football. So I do think this game could be back and forth. The Bengals defense is not great. But, and I think Joe Burrow and getting T. Higgins back, I think they will find success even against the Chargers defense. I think there will be points scored. But I just think the Chargers are the better team. And, they're starting to get hot. They've won now, I think, 3 in a row. Or 2 in a row. They're 6-3. Actually, no, they have won 3 in a row. My mistake. They've won 3 in a row. And, they're at that tough part of the schedule here. You got the Bengals offense you got to deal with. Then you got the Ravens the following week, the Falcons, the Chiefs. There's tough games coming up. So, I think they'll be able to handle it because, they got a good defense. They can run the football. They're well coached. So, we'll see. But I'm encouraged by Justin Herbert and, them kind of opening up this offense a little bit more because, it's gone through a lot of changes with the coaching staff and personnel. And, there's no Keenan Allen, there's no Mike Williams, no Austin Eckler anymore. But he's made it work with what they have. Quinn Johnston's looked good. You still got Joshua Palmer there who's making plays. Ladd McConkey. And the running game has been good with Dobbins. So, and I said before the year, I thought this team, could be sneaky good. Maybe they, are competing for a playoff spot. And they're in a playoff spot right now. They're in a good spot. So we'll see where they are at the end of the year. But they are going to be a dangerous team if they make the playoffs. And, Jim Harbaugh has plenty of playoff experience and big game experience, just after winning the national championship last year with Michigan, especially, playing in all those NFC championship games with the Niners, playing in a Super Bowl or coaching in a Super Bowl with the Niners. So, yeah, this team will be able to handle it. And I'm happy to see it because, Justin Herbert is one of the better quarterbacks in the league, and it's about time that he got the right head coach, and he does have that in Harbaugh. So I like the Chargers to win this game, but if the Bengals got to win though, they're 4-6, and they've been playing catch up the whole year. Imagine they didn't lose to the Patriots. They'd be 5-5. They'd be, they'd be in a better spot. I don't know how they lost to the Patriots, but that's what happens. They struggle in the beginning of the year, but they usually recover. they haven't recovered yet. But this win could go a long way for them. So to kind of go through it, I like the Packers, the Steelers, the Lions, the Dolphins, the Rams, the Saints, the Vikings, the Colts. Don't feel great about it. Broncos, 49ers, Bills, Chargers. And then, of course, we'll go over the Monday night matchup between the Cowboys and the Texans on Monday. We'll preview that Monday morning when I'm doing my show then. But let me know what you guys think. What games are you most excited for this weekend? Let me know in the comments. But that is pretty much it for the show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to check out all the other shows as well. I had a couple of changes, of course, to the lineup. But make sure to check out all the other shows, all the other content that we have coming out on the network. We greatly appreciate it. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Enjoy the games this weekend. Football is rapidly approaching the end. We still got some time, but we're almost halfway through, pretty much halfway through November already, which is unbelievable. Time continues to fly. And so like I said, enjoy the games this weekend. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the video, and I'll make sure to have the segments reposted later on in the day. Also look out for some of the shorts that'll come out as well. And as always, I'm your host, Kenneth Grunfelder, signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day. Enjoy the games this weekend, and I will talk to you guys on Monday. Take care.